we are recording. Solve the equation and check your answer. These should be, I mean, these are so simple to me, but you know. So somebody tell me x plus 5 equals 10. Give me the solution to that. Drew, x equals what?
5.
You got it. Yes. What about number 2? Y minus 2 equals 16. Y equals what, Sophia? Sophia says y equals 18. How do you know it, Sophia? 16 plus 2 is 18. Good. Number 3. These are what we call one-step equations. N minus 13 equals 65. What is the value of n, Reagan? How much, Reagan? How do you know that, Reagan? Yeah, I'm not sure that works because 50, and you just checked it and you realized something's wrong, right? All right, good. That's why it says check the solution. Okay? So, what is the value of n? John?
78.
John says n equals 78. How do you know that, John?
13 plus 65 is 78.
Okay, 13 plus 65 is 78. Okay, so here's what I heard you. You just said it, and I love it. But you just said plus 13 plus 13. That's what you just did. Because I can't just move the 13, because that teeter-totter is going to put n hitting hard on his booty. Right? So, I've got to balance it out, and minus 13 plus 13 equals 0. Then we call that the zero
Pair.
Zero pair. Good. Number 4, 18 equals p plus 3. What's the value of p? What is the value of p? Matthew. Matthew says p has to be 15. Is he correct?
Yes.
Okay. Because actually, he just subtracted 3 from both sides. I agree. Number 5, 34 equals t minus 23. What's the value of t? Caden.
57.
T equals 57. How do you know that, Caden?
Because you add 23 to both sides.
Add 23 to both sides, or 57 minus 3. If I'm 57 minus 23 equals 34, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about 6, the last one? Z plus 14 equals 21. What was that, sir?
7.
How much?
7.
7?
Yeah.
He says Z is 7. Is he correct?
Yeah.
14 or 7 plus 14 equals 21. Good job. One-step equations. That one step is just simply to do the opposite. This says plus 14, well, I'm going to subtract 14
Both sides.
from both sides. This one right here says minus 23, I'm going to add 23 to both sides. This one said plus 5, so I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. Simple stuff, right? Addition, subtraction. I'm solving a single one-step equation. Okay? Well, today, our goal today, which I did not write it up there, and I'm going to real quick, like. Our goal today is simply going to be to solve equations using addition and subtraction. Is that what we just did?
Yeah.
Does this look like it's going to be something that's going to kick your tail?
No.
I don't think so. Solve equations using addition and subtraction. Now the funny thing is, though, it seems like we've been doing this for quite a while, haven't we?
Yeah.
Is that a whole new concept from what we've been doing?
Just
No.
never use variables, you just have variables.
Oh, we didn't necessarily use the variables before. Okay. Okay, there's a property that allows us to be able to do this. And it's called the addition property of equality. And it says that, and I don't really care for the way that this whole algebra thing, because it just gets confusing. It says that adding the same number to each side of the equation produces an equal equation or an equivalent equation. It also says that if I subtract the same number from both sides of the equation, we create an equivalent statement. Okay? So if I had, now, but the thing is, what if I said, is that a true statement? Is 4 plus 1 the same thing as 4 plus 1?
Yeah.
Okay. What if I said, what if I told you that?
Yeah.
Same thing, isn't it? Now, the qualifier here says that A and B, if I said, what if I said, what if I told you that is a true statement? A plus 1 and B plus 1 are the same thing. I'm telling you they are. What are you going to have to know about A and B?
That they're equivalent.
Zane?
They're equivalent.
That A and B then have to be equal to each other. That's all it says. That's just the rule. And that's called the addition property of equality. Okay? Kennedy and Sophia, I want you to stand right up here for a minute. And I want Olivia and Izzy to stand over there. You were gone earlier, weren't you, Olivia? Okay. I just thought so. Are those two technically, yeah, they look pretty good. If I put them guys on the teeter-totter, yeah, they're gonna be pretty close to the same, right?
No.
What if I tell you that they all weigh the same amount?
I know.
Okay? So they're all on the teeter-totter. They're on each side of the teeter-totter, right? Now, if I want to keep that balance, yes? Uh-huh. He does need to take a math counts if that's available for you. All right, thank you. Okay, now, if they're on the teeter-totter, and I tell Izzy to go sit down, well, what happens to Olivia?
She falls face first.
Kaboom, right?
Now she goes.
Why she goes up?
Oh yeah, she goes up, right?
And they go boom.
Yeah, and what happens to those two over there?
They go splat.
They go kaboom, right?
They go splat.
Okay, so if I need to keep them, now, are these two equal now? Are they equivalent now? No, they're not. The only way to keep them equal would be to ask Kennedy to sit down. Now, we've balanced back out again. That's the idea of the addition property, or that's actually the subtraction property of equality. I took something away from both sides.
You touch
You two young ladies get back up there, that's fine, it's not gonna kill it. Go back up there. Now I would like Zoe and Jillian, go join each side.
Ms. Rickstrom, I thought you weren't ever supposed to talk about girls and boys the same age.
Yeah, but they're all so skinny, it's good.
Put me and Matthew on.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, have we maintained the balance?
No.
Pretty much.
Do your best.
We've added one to both sides, we're gonna say they're the same, and so we've kept it balanced still. If I had only added Zoe, Jillian, step aside. If I had only added Zoe to that side, what would have happened again to this Kennedy and Sophia? What's gonna happen to Kennedy and Sophia again?
Splat.
Okay, does that make sense? Go sit down. We're adding and subtracting, that's it, but we have to do it to both sides, okay? Make that go away. All right, back here. Okay, now, what is our rule about subtraction? Raise your hand. Subtraction is, and we'll never forget it, because I'm gonna beat it into your head. Not really, not really.
Dang it.
Metaphorically,
Add opposite.
subtraction is what, Paige? Add opposite. That is the first thing we do when we see a subtraction statement. So do it. Add opposite.
And give us some here or science.
Probably over there. Okay, so now I got a -5. I have to create that 0 pair. So what am I going to add to both sides of that teeter-totter? What do I add to both sides of the teeter-totter? Mr. Tanner,
5.
I'm going to add 5 plus 5 plus 5. And I know you have your calculator. That shows my work. I just showed the work. Because you have a calculator that's going to tell you x equals, I hope your calculator doesn't tell you -4, because if so, you didn't put it in the calculator right. I know right here this is 0. Do we agree? Okay, because that's out 0 pair. The 0 pair. -1 plus 5 is
4.
4. Solved it. Pardon? Well, if you by chance said that was -4, you would have. It is 4. He says I don't need the calculator for that. You're right. You shouldn't. And to check this, I'm going to say, well, what is 4 plus -5? 4 plus -5 equals -1. Is that what it's supposed to be equaling? It checked. That's how I check it. I substitute the value I get for x in. And if you check it every time, you should get the right answer, unless you don't know how to check. Okay? All right. Because I've thrown a fraction in there, does it change what I do?
No.
No. So what am I going to do on B to solve B? What do I do, Javen?
You need to solve it. It's not subtraction, that's addition.
Okay, the opposite, well, and I really like thinking about it this way, but it's that whole subtraction thing, so I don't want to say it. If I have a plus 33 halves, and I want to create a 0 pair, I'm going to add what into it to get that 0 pair, Javen?
We're gonna add this over.
I'm going to add a -3 halves, good, to both sides. And 3 halves plus a -3 halves equals 0. Do you agree? So that leaves my z by itself. Do we agree? Well, what is 1/2 plus -3 halves? What is 1/2 plus -3 halves? That's what it says. -1. Is that right? Okay. And if I plug it in, -1 plus 3 halves, which is the same thing as 1 1/2, equals 1/2. Did it check? Okay. Use your calculator. Hey, no. Use your calculator there. I'm going to borrow yours. And so you're going to plug in 1, and then you use that ABC button. You know how to put that fraction in, right? 1/2 plus, and we use the negative button at the bottom, -3 ABC2, and I get -1. Okay? All right. Okay? That's why I'm giving you the calculator, guys. Okay. here's where we would actually use this. Okay, so a company has a profit of $750 this week. This profit is $900 more than the profit P from last week. Which equation can be used to find the profit? Okay. I'm going to underline what's important. 750, 900 more than P. Okay. If the profit this week is 750, and that is 900 more than last week. Which equation is going to be used to find it? Which equation? Me, I look at it and I go, well, forget all those A, B, C, D, because that confuses me. I want to write my own equation and then just see what happens. See if it matches anything. Okay? Last week's was P. I could say, I could do it this way. P equals, let's see,
Negative 150.
750 was this week, and it was 900 more than the profit of last week. So that'd have to be 900, wouldn't it? To find out what P was? Well, that's kind of ugly. I don't have anything written like that, right? But how can I manipulate it around to get it? How can I manipulate it around to find one of those? Is this a form of that one? Is A a form of what I did?
Yes. Just the signs are flipped.
Because I know, what if I said 12 minus 5 equals 7? That's a statement I can work with, right? Is that statement the same thing as 12 minus 7 equals 5? Would those two give me, that's at fact families, isn't it? So could I change this one then?
I said, oh my goodness, we're doing this again.
You are doing fact families. You really are. Because if 750 minus 900 equals P, then by that right there, the true statement 750 minus P would have to be equal to 900, right? Do I have anything like that up there? Yeah, I do.
C.
But that's P minus 750. Oh. Does that work? That didn't work. Yeah, I feel like I just messed myself up.
You can do that, but you have to use one first.
This should be addition, shouldn't it? 750. This profit is 900 more than the profit of last week. Oh, I would rather have done this one different. If I'd have said equals this. And that is one of them, isn't it? Is 750 is this week's, and that is 900 more than P. Correct? I like that one better. I like that one lots better. And that one is there, isn't it? So it has to be B, correct? Okay? If my profit this week is 750, and that is 900 more than P, which was last week's, so those two together are gonna have to balance. Yeah, but the way they look right now, they don't look like they're balancing, do they? What, because they're, and here's why, because they call it a profit.
Even though
It's like a
And
decrease.
in this case, did they actually make a profit?
No.
They lost money,
$150.
okay? So which equation can be used? It's this one right here. Question, Mr. Caden.
Not a question. I know what P is.
Pardon?
I know what P is.
You know what P is? What is P?
Negative 250.
Negative $250.
$50.
Is he correct? I think it's 150. Negative 150. Because add negative 900 and 750.
Well, wouldn't, if it was negative 150, negative 150 minus 750, isn't that 900? So is it C, right? No, it's minus though. C.
Yeah, it's negative 250.
Plus 750 is 1,000.
You're using a time.
I can't hear what you're saying.
I am conclusion.
Okay, here. Didn't ask us to solve it, but let's go with that. 750 equals P plus 900. I need to get P alone. What's the opposite of adding 900? I need that zero pair. I've got to add a negative 900, am I right? That's my zero pair. These two canceled out, leaving P by itself. And if I do that over there, I have to add it over here. And 750 plus negative 900 equals negative. Substitute in now. What is negative 150 plus 900?
No.
Yeah.
You said no.
Add those two together and what do you get? What do you get, Zoe? Excuse me? Try again. Negative 150 plus 900 equals 750, which is what we earned this week. So last week, they was in a hole. They didn't get paid last week. Yeah, that's a bad deal. Getting paid is important.
Either that or they get paid at the end of the month.
Okay, we got a line graph. The line graph shows the scoring while you and your friend played a video game. You guys like video games? Right? Okay, turn it off. Turn it off. Write and solve an equation to find your score after level 4. Your score after level 4. I gotta look at it. I gotta look at the picture. I started out at 0. Am I? Yeah, I'm green. Started out at 0. I dropped to a negative 10. I leveled off. There's 20. Okay. Altogether, I've got 33 points, right? Write that equation. Let's see what you think. Write your expression. Everybody give it a try.
I am conclusion.
Mm-hmm. let's let S equal my score, or your score, because that's what we're looking for, right? Okay, that's a start. We need to know what, our result has to be. What's the difference between the two scores? 33. 33 is the difference. Your friend's score ended up at a -8. Okay? So my friend, equals -8. I got a difference of 33. So it's set, now difference is 33, so I'm looking at that distance between, right? Well, would that work? My friend is sitting at -8, I'm sitting at S, and I want to know the distance in between, and I know the distance in between is 33. Can I add those two together to find what my score is? Here's why. Is the distance from my friend to 0 -8? Yes? Is the distance from 0 to my score, I don't know. Is that an S? Because it's I'm on a positive, but altogether that difference or that distance is 33. Can I solve it now? Okay. What am I going to do, Kennedy? Okay, how'd you do it though?
So 33 minus 8 equals 25.
Don't I have to add an 8 to both sides? Okay, good. I agree with you there. These are now 0, leaving my S by itself. So S would have to be 45.
But if it were 45, then
That would be like,
so it'd be -8. It'd be S equals 33 minus 8.
S equals 0.5.
That worked out. Where's it say that?
On the chart. On the left of the chart.
Oh, okay. Yep, you're right. So that's not gonna work.
So it's gonna be 33 minus 8.
Plus 8. Then you gotta add the same thing on here. Plus 8.
What I found was the range, wasn't it?
Yeah, 33 minus -8 plus
They found the range. They found the range. Yep.
They found it.
They found the range, which is what I need to be doing.
It's 25.
Yep,
I told you to find your point.
yep. So my equation would look better as -8, no, as S minus -8 had to be equal to 33, right? There we go. And then when I add opposite, and then I subtract 8 from both sides, there we go. That one was ugly. You know what? I don't think, let me see your planner, or your 3.3. Do we have any of those? No. We don't have anything like that in our assignment, but that's kind of where we're going, and I didn't like that one. Okay?
That one was ugly.
That one was ugly.
That one was ugly.
You have